Hey, our raw material followers and friends and community activists. It's Quan, Tracy, and I'm here with Tavish Carter in spirit. This is the week of food, the third week. Uh, Weeks third, 3, 7, and 11 are mental weeks. So they deal with our architect, how our intellect, our mental state, our minds that are constantly going when we're awake and even trying to get our attention when we're asleep. But the pillars, it's important that in this practice, is a constant, consistent practice. Every equinox and solstice, this natural thought practice, breathing. Imagine yourself in the middle of these 12 pillars, from mentors to wholeness. And week 3 is food, week 7 is values and ideals, and week 11 is aligning with intention. And in that, as we breathe, as we find our center wherever we are, then we understand through the breath and through the pausing and the contemplation that we have all these 12 pillars at our disposal and that our ego and soul, imagine our soul, if we want to use higher self, is drawn down into the embodiment, into the ego. And so this pillar of food is looking at food not only as the food we eat, but food as metaphor. The food we feed our minds, our hearts, our souls. And as such, in being able to see food in this way, we can look at the memories of possible food insecurity. And then if we start to think about food insecurity, not having enough money for food, or having to use coupons in that way, then we can look at our values and our ideals. Where we make mentors lists, we make lists around our values and ideals. And I'll tell you, I had one ideal that food was consistently kind of a payoff for me, for good work, hard work done, right? Because nobody wants to slack in capitalism. And so the point is that I can remember as early as third grade, third, fourth grade, getting really good grades and going across the street to get a particular sandwich at the Tip Top restaurant across from my elementary school. And it came from my rewarding myself. But what if I didn't have the money? And so fast forward as an adult, it took me well into my 40s before I started even looking at the shopper value things from Price Chopper or from different markets because I just thought, food going in your body, you should be able to spend whatever you can on it. Now, I've since moderated that, but that's what these 12 pillars do, is that they give us a vipassana, a self-monitoring tool to see our ego's voice, I should be able to pay anything for food, not think about it, more the balanced, accepting whole voice of the soul. That it's a both and, it's equilibrium, it's that ability to draw down the higher energies or the more nuanced, subtle energies from those realms, but also to not only invoke them in, but to evolve, to see ourselves in different ways. So just imagine the next time you go to the supermarket or you have someone who's constantly dieting or whatever it may be or who have problems with anorexia or bulimia that you just take a pause and we'll get to the fourth week of ignorance and realize there for the grace of God will go I. But the pillars are here for us to embody the soul, the ego, that individual experience, and the values that come from that, and then the ideal experiences, that ideal playground in week 7 that we'll get to with the soul. But it's a both and. So know what you value, know what you're eating, know what you're feeding yourself. Again, take a pause, a beat, a breath, and imagine all 12 pillars exist within you. And you can call upon them and find your center wherever you are.